Within the first 24 hours, what I remember after all the, the shock, the trauma, the disbelief, basically that the whole reality of it sunk in very, very, very quickly. That okay, it is what it is, and when the survival mode kicks in, then you know that this is what you have to deal with. These are the cards now, and I have to just stand up for all those around me who are crumbling. And there were a whole lot of them. I mean, his family, my family, my daughter. So I had to take so much control of that situation that there was, I mean, instant acceptance within the first 12 hours. Like you have the stages of grief. So, there's anger, there's denial, there's disbelief, there is bargaining. And then after that, there's acceptance. And people don't reach the acceptance stage in years. And so, that came to me very early, which I do believe that it's a blessing from him. It's something that I really got from him at that point in time, because I'm just a reflection of what he would have wanted it to be. So in my head, I think I just reasoned it out that I just have to be the wife that he would want me to be.
Your story has inspired thousands and millions of people, and the best part about all of it is that you've decided to keep the conversations going, to build your own community, and there's so much to learn from your own personal journey of course loss, but at the same time so much of courage and bravery that you've shown throughout. My first question is, how did you decide to keep Brigadier Toni Lidder's legacy going forward? And I believe this book, I'm a Soldier's Wife, is a great reflection of the person Brigadier Toni Lidder was. He was a larger-than-life soul. And this book is about celebrating his life, at the same time keeping his legacy forward, and also your journey of dealing with grief and sorrow. Could you take us through this process, please?
So anything that I've ever done is just a reflection of what he was and how he would have wanted me to be. So it's something that I love to do to keep him alive by way of my talks. There's a post that I made on his birthday, this birthday, and I wrote that, you will live as long as you are remembered, and you will be remembered as long as I live. So that is a promise that I made to myself, that as long as I remember, as long as I live, I will remember him. And this is just my way of remembering, recounting the life that we led. And for me, if I say very clearly, ours is a love marriage, and I knew him for 5-6 years before we got married. I met him when I was very young. I was 17. So, I kind of grew up to him. So everything that I have done or said or been is a reflection of him. So I find that just so beautiful about the way we led life, and the way, how many of us really, can say that we found true love? So I feel that, my life is a celebration of the love that I received. And even today, after that I have lost him, it's going to be 4 years. But I'm just filled with gratitude that if he had to have a wife, it was me. And I can never get over that feeling. And I can never stop talking about him, because it gives me joy, it gives me, it makes me feel very blessed that, that we had such a treasured journey. And about a year after he passed, I realized, and I always, because I hero worshipped him, I always thought that he's very special. But it's only when every day when people came home and everybody had a story with him, everybody had an impact that he had made on them. So that's when I realized that he was actually very special, not only to me, I'm a fond wife, but to anybody. So I thought it's a good idea to recount and recall and relive my life with him. And as you see, it is the life and love of Toni Lidder. Nowhere do I say loss. Yes, we've lost him, but this is it's like I'm recalling and recounting the life and love of Toni Lidder. And I just want to, it rolls like a love story, and a lot of people will find themselves in it and they will resonate with it. So I just loved the idea of just telling his story.
So Mrs. Lidder, how do you decide on the title of the book, I Am a Soldier's Wife? What is the story behind that?
So I mean, I'm a soldier's wife is something that defines me and many other military wives. There is no better definition to me. This is exactly what I am and what I stand for. But these words were actually spoken after the last rites of my husband, when there was a lot of media around me and something I don't even remember what they were asking. And that time I did say that I'm a soldier's wife and we must give him a smiling send-off. Because at that point in time, just being calm, being poised, trying to give him a smiling send-off filled with gratitude for the journey he gave me meant everything to me. So, but then these lines became so profound, so viral and so famous that probably my publisher thought that nothing else defined me more than this. And that's why we picked it up as, the smiling send-off we haven't written, but I'm a soldier's wife. So that is how this came about. And because within those 12, 24 hours up till the last rites and the part being kept, there was something that I realized that I just need to, I just need to be the leader I am. I just need to make him proud in every move that I make. And, I need to be that someone that would be worthy of being the leader. So, like I still remember that we were to receive the mortal remains we had to go and receive him at Palam. And my daughter was right there in that room and as disheveled as a 16-year-old should be when she's lost her father so tragically. And I remember going into her room and I had worn a smart sari and I had turned up the way he would have expected me to. And I told her, get ready, we have to go to the airport. So she said, you know why we are going to the airport? I said, yeah, we are going to get him. So she said, and you're telling me to get ready for this? I said, no, you need to get ready, you're a leader and you need to behave like one. And I feel that was the most, definitive look between us. And from then on, she has followed line and she has understood what this means to her mother. And I will be a soldier's wife even after the soldier has gone. So I don't stop being the soldier's wife. This is forever.
Mrs. Lidder, your daughter Ashna, again, she lost someone so close to her, and you've told me in many conversations that Brigadier Toni Lidder was her best friend. How has your relationship with Ashna evolved? Could you take us through that journey of yours? How have you seen her probably grow up overnight, and how has that relationship changed now?
Yeah, you said it yourself, Nikita. I mean, when something like this happens, a child grows up overnight, and to bring to light the child in question, I mean, she's a precious child. She came to us after 8 years of marriage, and she was her father's favorite, as all daughters are, and she had him wrapped around her little finger. So whatever that girl has done, I mean, Ashna makes me tremendously proud of who she is. So there was nothing that probably even crossed her mind and he didn't know, or he didn't want to reach out with that for her. So of course, in losing him, she lost all her, she lost the umbrella on her head, as did I. But yes, as an infantry wife, you feel, and you're the wife and you're a mother, so you're more equipped, you feel, to handle loss. But that child, all of 16 years old, and as somebody who had, led a beautiful life with her father, her best friend, and somebody who was, all ears for whenever she listened. I'm very proud of the way she dealt with everything, and I'm also very proud of the way, like, we were not friends. Ashna and me were not friends. I was the mother, I was the bad cop. I've been a single mom much before I was widowed, because I've actually brought her up almost single-handedly. So in that scenario, you are full of instructions, you are full of, what to do, what is not to be done. Come on, the mom is always somebody who's trying to discipline. But right after this, I remember, very profound things. Of course, she grew up overnight. Of course, she had a lot of pressure, which I put on her, that, you're a leader and you need to wear the leader tag well. So you need to behave like a leader. And there's a story to that, which probably we can come to later, but about being a leader. So she also takes it as seriously as I do. But what I feel is, she obviously lost all that innocence and all the, all the pampering that she would have had. But something like he used to text her a lot because he was away, and even while at work, because he was very busy with the CDS, he used to text her a lot, and I never texted her. I was around her. So I started trying to fill that up. And then just after about 15-20 days, she said, listen, we've lost him, and what we've lost. Don't try and be mummy and daddy. You just be mummy. What we've lost, we've lost. I thought that was too much to come from a 16-year-old. And within 40 days, she noticed the change in me, that I never told her to clean her cupboard. I didn't tell her the basic instructions that I was so full of. And then one day she came to me and she said, why have you stopped scolding me? So, you know, for a child to process all that along with processing grief, I think I'm really proud of the journey that she has made, the way she has become my best friend. And she is, you know, somebody I bounce off ideas with. I mean, if I had a doubt and I would ask Toni, today I ask her. So we have had a journey of our own, and I'm very proud of that. And I'm just hoping that she gets rid of, you know, some fears that she still has as a single child. I remember she didn't ask me, but I believe she asked some of our friends that, you know, how will mama manage, and I don't want my tuitions, and I will only take the metro. So all of those things are very hurtful when you hear it as a mom. But at the end of the day, the sensitivity, which we must have done something right as a couple for the way Ashna has shaped up.
Mrs. Lidder, would you like to give a message to wives of military officers who are still serving and wives of officers who've tragically lost their lives for the service of the nation? Any words of wisdom, any message that sort of you think would connect that community further?
So Nikita, I mean, basically I'm a believer. I mean, I am a born believer. I believe in the universe. I believe in the gods I pray to. And I believe that we are all here for a purpose. And the fact that you and me are talking, there is a purpose to it. Everything, I don't believe that there are any accidents. I believe that whatever has happened, will happen, or is happening, there is some force above us, which there's nothing to explain how, you know, 280 people are, you know, lost in an air crash and that one person on seat 11A comes out. There is nothing to explain that. So there is nothing to explain this air crash, you know, how a twin engine, stable aircraft with the best pilots, with best protocols of security goes down. So I do feel that, you know, when the going was good, when I led a beautiful life, at that point in time, I never asked my gods why. That why am I leading such a beautiful life? So when something has been taken away so cruelly, something so precious to me, then also I don't deserve to ask that question why. So if you keep that faith and you keep going to that plan, you know, you will find that higher purpose that we are here for. I'm sure we all have. And if you keep the faith, you only see positives around you, you know, rather than focusing on the negative of whatever has happened. And adversities, like I said earlier, can be in any form. So people suffer many things. But if you keep the faith, you will see that there are angels around you, there are hands to hold you. There is always, like they say, you know, when they close a door, God opens a window somewhere. So something or the other will work out. And just because the winds are not in your direction, that doesn't mean that you don't sail your boat. You will have to change direction. You will have to understand that it is what it is, and these are my cards and I have to play. So there is no cut and run. I mean, there is never and definitely not as Brigadier Lidder's wife. I mean, and like you said about the house, very well pointed out, and I get a lot of that when they say that, you know, I just keep him alive through the house, I just keep him alive through the aura, the energy of the house. So I really believe in positivity, and I try to just work at it at all times. And I feel when you are positive, things start working out in whichever, I mean, it is what it is.